So welcome back to Chop's Garage. We've got another quick flip, guys. We have picked up this Punto from Mannheim in Bristol. It's a 2010 with 64,000 miles on it. 1,000 miles on it. And we only paid about 500 quid for it because it had, on the report, it's got a long MOT. It's MOT'd until April next year, but on the report it said it had a dented roof. So as we know, all the other dealers do not like the stuff with any damage on it. So I put a cheeky bid in and I've won it for £500. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up to Bristol with the family, have a day out, and I will drive this one back. And we'll see how it drives and we'll see how bad that roof really is. Puntos with me have a track record of selling quite a lot of Puntos, but I've always had to sell them cheap. Don't do too much work to them, don't make them perfect, because there's no one out there looking for a perfect Punto as a general rule, unless it's a very special model. They are just cheap first time cars, and people in that price bracket just want as new as possible with as low miles as possible, not so bothered about the dents and dings. So that will be the plan with this one, is just to sell it cheap. Book for it is 2,400. I want to keep it well under £2,000 so that I know it's going to sell quick, like we did with the little i10 Hyundai. I want a super quick sale on it, get it out the door to someone, let them have a bargain price point, but not try and fix all the dents on it. Make sure it's mechanically sound and safe, but don't fix all the dents and whatever else might be going on with it. So let's get in the car, get up to Bristol and get it driven back. So we're on the road again today. This time my wife is taking me up to Bristol to pick up the little Punto we scored at Mannheim for £520, was it? And I planned, like yesterday with the Hyundai i10, on driving it back. It's got a long MOT on it. So basically all I need to do is sort out the bodywork side of it, so we're hoping for a quick flip on that again. I've got someone wants to view that tomorrow already, so we're going to have to find out obviously how bad the damage is when we get there today to the roof, because it had a dented up roof, didn't it? So yeah, we'll be back on video when we get to Mannheim in a bit. It's about 2 hours to get there, and we'll have a little walk around the car. So my first time at Mannheim, Bristol. Let's go and see if we can pick up the car. We're a bit early. I'm not sure if they'll let me pick it up yet. So we picked up the Punto. Is what it is really. It's marked up. There's the dent on the roof. Doesn't look anywhere near as bad. There's 3 as I thought it would do. Got to check the fluid levels. But it just looks like a pretty run-of-the-mill Punto. Bumpers a little bit out there. Alloys look alright. I need to get some fuel in it. Desperate, it's got no fuel in it, but let's check the fluids first and see where we are with that. So coolant a little bit low. It needs topping up a bit, but it's nice and pink, so it just needs topping up a bit. And oil. Got plenty of that. So that's alright. Fine. Nothing other than low fuel is a warning. No engine management light, so let's get off and get some fuel. We're heading out of Bristol now. I'm afraid my GoPro, I left it running and I've run the battery down. We've got fuel in the car, and now we're heading off. Super hot today. I was slightly worried about that coolant level when I saw it. I've topped it up, but she's sitting bang on halfway where she should be on these engines, and it's baking hot outside, and I've been driving now for a good 20 minutes, so fingers crossed it looks like that was okay. Initial impressions of the car. The gear knob is coming off a little bit in your hand. That needs bonding back down again. Not a biggie, but it seems to stop, start, go through the gears okay, all those kind of things. So I won't record too much more. When we stopped, we'll have another quick look around it. The family can do a bit of shopping at Western-super-Mare. Came down the motorway absolutely fine, no problems at all. Got a few toys to play with. Got air conditioning, that's blowing cold. We've got stop start, we've got the city button to get your power steering lighter. All of these things are working. We've got electric windows, electric mirrors. We've got Bluetooth phone controls here, and volume. We've got the USB input here, so it's fully loaded up. Nice sort of sports seats, all in good condition. and like I say, she seems to drive absolutely fine. I mean, the temperature stayed exactly where we wanted it to stay. The only, if I was to criticise anything, when you come off the clutch every now and then, if you don't come off particularly smoothly, it's a little bit juddery. I think I know what that is. That'll be the slave on top of the gearbox with the rod coming out. They get gunged up and rusty, and they can sometimes sort of be a little bit jerky as they release, so lubricating that up should help it. I do need to check the tyre pressures. There's a bit wallow in the corners, just double check the tyre pressures, but overall seems alright. Successfully in the Punto, it's not here because it's straight over to the valeters. They're going to do it for me first thing in the morning, then I can photograph it, put it up for sale in the morning, get it inside, do a safety check on it, do a service on it, and have it up straight away. Didn't miss a beat all the way back, no problems at all. Temperature stayed where it was, happily cruising at the national speed limit, of course, and got me back here fine. So let's get the valeters onto it in the morning, get it photographed, get it up for sale, and see how quickly we can churn it over. So Punto's back from the valeters. They've given it a wax, and we've got rid of that scuff mark up there on that panel. She looks nice. It's a nice metallic blue, this one. Inside, it was really clean anyway, but given the carpets are clean, given the seats are clean, done all the plastics with the blacks. It's a nice looking little car. So we've still got that bit of lacquer peel down there, and still got the dents in the roof there. Might have a go with the puller later. I can't decide whether or not. Might just sell it cheap as it is, to be fair. You know, you can spend hours fixing stuff like that and then try and get the higher price point, or sell it with a fault like that and it flies out the door because you just do it at a cheaper price. We just got to bring it in, do a quick safety check on it, make sure that it's okay. But having driven it back here, I'm not too worried about that side of things. But I've taken a load of photos now, so let's get it listed first. Get it listed, get it in, do the safety check. But I think someone might be coming this afternoon to see this one. Lady on the Mini decided against it. She had a 2018, didn't she, that she was selling, getting rid of, so she didn't have the monthly payments and getting a cheaper one. She's spoken to her family now and decided that that's too old. She's going to go for a 2015. To be honest, I probably put her off it intentionally. I kept telling her how that she needs to come in for regular oil checks on it, because these can use a litre per 1,000 miles. I made her understand that a car of this age can need parts. It's not like a new car. And there's a lot of you say to me I'm better off doing that at the beginning than creating myself problems. I've got somebody else wants to see it at the weekend anyway, so we've got to go for a buyer whose expectations are correct for a car this age. Oh, look at that, you're all right. I missed that on the Igo that had a sat nav. Oh, cool. Thanks guys, I missed that completely. So following morning, and the Punto's already sold. It's been sold as it is, warts and all, as a trade sale to somebody that, well, it's not trade sale, it's a sale without warranty, so it's still covered by the Consumer Rights Act, but I haven't specifically given a warranty on anything on the vehicle. It's an existing customer. He had a Mito offers about 18 months ago, and he's just had it written off, and the insurance company stiffed him, to be honest, on the payout. I think he should have fought his case a bit more, to be honest, but he had exactly £1,600, so I've let him have the Punto for that £1,600. We've been out for a test drive in it. I've gone through the faults that I found with it. You know, that one of the door handles is a bit sticky, the radio isn't working, the clutch can be a little bit jerky when coming away. I think it's the slave, like I said earlier, but that's actually, to be fair, that's not happening anywhere near as much as it was at the beginning. I think it's okay, and to be fair, he didn't even notice when he drove it, so, but I pointed out anyway just in case. So yeah, we're not pulling the dents out the roof, we're not doing any of the paint work. He's just having it as is at £1,600 with the existing MOT that runs through till April next year. We're going to do some obviously some quick safety checks on it, although I'm very confident this is all safe on that side of things. Had a very clear conversation. If it does need something happening later on, I'm happy to fix it for him. I'll do it at cost on the parts. and a deal on the labour rate. I did offer to sell him the car at £2,000 and said I'd give him a full-blown warranty for the repairs, but he says, look, I know if you say it's a good enough car as it is, it probably is. I'm happy with that. I understand it's an old car, blah 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 blah. So like I said, he's obviously still covered by the Consumer Rights Act, which means that if I've missold the car to him in any way, shape or form with any faults that make it not fit for purpose, I would be due to fix them. But I'm confident this car is fit for purpose because, as you know, I've driven it lots and it does the basic functionality of functioning as a car. Yes, a few knobs and buttons don't work, but in terms of functionality, it functions and it's not unsafe, it's roadworthy, blah 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 blah. So yeah, not as quick as flip around. We can't claim the 6 hours we did on that little i10 next to it, which is going out tomorrow morning, but still super quick turnaround. And it shows that sometimes it's better to sell the cars cheaply without spending ages trying to do all the body work, especially these Puntos. They don't have that great a reputation for being, you know, a car people go out of their way to go and buy. I think they're great, but you know, they buy them because they're cheap, so they need to be cheap. So there's no point making them perfect and then trying to sell them at top dollar. For the numbers a little bit later, but I think at that price point it's about £600 profit on that. So I think between the two we're about £1,200, aren't we? Something like that, maybe a little bit less. I'll work it out exactly in a moment. But that profit is being pretty much eaten up completely, I'm afraid, guys. I'll explain to you why. So there's this space over here, isn't it? The little Daewoo Matiz has gone. Not Daewoo Matiz, was there? It was a Chevy Matiz has gone. Actually went to a subscriber. Didn't know it was a subscriber who bought it through eBay. Obviously he had confidence to buy it, having seen my videos and seen a bit of work we did on them and so forth. Lovely chap. Came down driving all the way back up country in it. So I have no reason to believe it won't be entirely reliable for him, but I'm sure I'll hear from him soon as to whether it was or wasn't, and he may well be commenting below on this video to let us know whether it was or wasn't. But yeah, nice to meet someone from the channel. Okay, so we know the Punto sold and maybe around £600 profit on that, going out on Monday, and we know the i10 sold. That's due to be picked up today as well, and maybe about £600 profit. But the problem is this KA is back in again. So if you remember, I sold this KA a month ago and it came back in as the customer said that the car cut out on them and went to like a limp mode. When I checked the codes on it, it came back to say it had a misfire on 2 of the cylinders. Now, having done a lot of these with the Fiat 500 Ford Ka base, I thought coil pack, so swapped the coil pack out and it went away happily for a couple of days without any problems. But it happened again, so we plugged it in again, and this time it said that the ABS unit was not communicating in the car. So we took the ABS unit out and sent it off to ECU testing. Now, ECU testing is a good place we use quite a lot. Apologies for some of the focus, and I'm using my phone at the moment. We use them quite a lot. They tested the unit for us, and the unit's not faulty. ABS unit is not faulty. Now, unfortunately, at this point, I've spent £199 sending the ECU off for testing. Because I was busy prepping these 2 cars, I had to pay Pete to put the ABS unit back in again, which cost me another £100. So we are now in for it for just under £300 to try and sort the problem out, and we're still no nearer to solving what the problem is. Chances are I'm going to have to send the other ECU off for testing. I'm going to drive it home this weekend and see if I can't get it to throw a code again, but chances are we're going to have to throw the other ECU off, send the other ECU off for testing, because the other ECU goes bad on these as well as the ABS ones, to try and find out what his problem is, which is going to cost me another £200 to get that sent off. And I've had to order the catalytic converter for that white Toyota Yaris, that white Toyota Yaris the lady had. I had to order that catalytic converter, which was £200 for that. And again, if I haven't got the time to fit it, it's going to cost about another £100 to have fitted. So what are we we're 300 quid before we solved the problem on this. We're potentially spending another 200, so we're 500. Then we've got 200 on the cat, so 700, and then the fitting 800. So we have, as you know, I give 35% of my profit on a deal to Stuart. So out of these 2, I'm getting about £400, so about £800 in total. It's going completely on trying to resolve the warranty issues on that one. And this is the reality of trading cars of this age, I'm afraid, guys. That is within the first month, so even if I did a 1 month 1,000 mile warranty on it, whatever, I still would have to be doing this fix. So it's not about my warranty and about being too soft, it's just about the reality of the car having a fault that we can't pin down. I've given them my car, by the way, my little Fiat 500 as a loan car while it's being fixed, but the reality is the profit from these 2 quick flips here really is only breaking me even on what I'm likely to be putting into this. So again, a lot of the channels show you the profits they make on the cars. I've never really seen a channel talk about having to repair anything after sales at all, and I don't think that's because it's not happening, because that would be bull, because all the cars tend to occasionally, not all the cars, but if you're selling enough, you're going to have some problems. You're going to have to do some warranty work on it. So I think the other channels aren't really sharing that with you guys, but this is the reality of the way it works. All I'm doing here is breaking even on these at the beginning of the month. So depressing. It's one of those things where if you see a nice broken component, you can swap it out, but when it's electrical, trying to chase electrical problems is a right pain in the ass. And obviously I still retain the, if I'm offsetting the cost of these against that, I retain the initial profit out of this deal, which is, you know, maybe £700, something like that. So I'm still up overall, but I'm just not pocketing the profit from all 3 of them. But that is the reality of this business, guys. Just a little note on the warranties, by the way. We were talking about this, guys. A lot of you have been saying to me, why don't you use a third-party warranty company to solve yourself the problem, the hassle? The issue with it is the warranty company, or at least I use Warranty-Wise, don't cover ECUs on vehicles of this age. And secondly, they don't cover anything within the first 30 days that isn't a sudden and unexpected failure. So this wouldn't be classed as a sudden and unexpected failure, and an ECU wouldn't be covered by them anyway. So I'd pay the money for the third-party warranty, and it's unlikely it would get used, and I'd still have to put the parts into it anyway, because any real faults are going to appear within the, you know, first month of driving. You know, I drive them myself, but I never had any problems with this at all. But once someone's put some decent miles on it, then that's when you're going to start having the problems pop up. So the likelihood is I wouldn't be able to claim on the warranty within the first 30 days anyway, and they're not going to cover the part. Unless some of you out there know better warranty companies that do cover within the first 30 days and would have covered an ECU, in which case comment down below, give me their name, because I'll check them out.